Video games, the centre of entertainment for over 60 years with the introduction of Pong in 1958. From gaming cabinets found in arcades to even on the very mobile phones we carry around. Video games have become a massive part of our lives. But what of those that take it a step further and broadcast themselves playing games for others to watch? I spoke to 3 live streamers of various levels to get their opinion on live streaming as a career. Hello, here comes Tiny. Glad to have you
Oh.
on. How did you get introduced to live streaming?
Actually, it was Reed, who you'll be interviewing, Viper. I knew him through college, and I think he slipped into conversation that he was doing streams and stuff, and I jumped into his chat, and I would watch him playing everything, and I was like, you know what have I got to lose? I'll just have a wee bash at this, see what it's like, and can meet some weird people. It's the interaction, isn't it?
When did you realise it was something that you enjoyed doing?
That's a good question, actually. I don't know when I realized. Because, obviously you have your teething problems at the first, which can, kind of deter you a little bit. But then, I think it might have just been Hob, and I literally just jumped on. But that's it, I was having problems with, PS2 working. And it would, it just screen capture wouldn't take at all, or anything. So I decided, I'll just pick on one of these random games that I got for free on the PC, and it was called Hob, and just genuinely a bad day. But I just remember just going, oh screw it, we'll play it, and it just ended up being quite a chill thing, and I could find out in the game I could pet these weird unicorn horse type things. I'm like, oh, you can pet it, and that was the best. That was the best highlight of the stream for me. That's what I liked about it, to be honest. It was just, people. I didn't know these people. These people didn't know me, and we were just there having a great time. It's all about having fun, I think.
Oh, that's very,
Could
very
be
good
wrong.
advice.
Could be wrong. I'm trying to be positive these days. You got to be positive, or we're all crying. We're all on the Titanic. We're all crying on the Titanic,
Well, on that note, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
No worries.
Here comes Tiny, everyone.
See you.
So, hello, Viper.
Hello.
Happy to have you. So,
Hello. Always welcome to give you a hand.
What advice would you give to an up-and-coming streamer who's just starting out?
Don't try and be ninja. There's so many streamers who will start out and will think they're going to get those big numbers right at the start. Now, you might do, and if you do, fantastic. But one thing you need to keep in mind is that if you have a concurrent over, if you have 3 or more viewers over, average, 3 or more average viewers, you're already in the top 5% of Twitch. And there will be a time, there are just times where you're sitting there and there's nobody talking and there's nobody watching, and it does feel suckish, but just remind yourself you're doing this for fun. If it's always kind of thing of, if you're not doing it for fun, then you're not going to make it. If you do this not for fun right from the outset, your willpower is going to give out before you get there. But if you work on it, you just keep going, and eventually you'll just start building this niche little corner of Twitch that is yours, where your friends are and where people that you genuinely enjoy hanging out with are, and you'll get it from there. And at that moment it'll click. So I don't care if there's only 5 people watching. Everybody who's watching me is cool as hell, dude. Also, you don't need big fancy gear. You don't. I have a PC worth about £2,000 with a webcam, 3 monitors, a nice microphone, a green screen. A, because it's what I've built over time, and B, is because I use this for other stuff. I use this for editing. I use this for production. I use my PC for a lot of things. But if you want to get in streaming, you don't need to go out and buy 2,000 grand PC, like the 2 grand PC, and the 3 monitors, and the expensive headphones, and the big camera with the camera, the camera set. That's for when you're partner. That's for when this is your job now, and you can afford to put money into that. If you're having fun, people will watch you.
Well,
Yeah, that's about that.
well, I think on that note, that is a perfect way to end this portion. Thank you, Viper, for being on this. It's an absolute honour to have you as a popular streamer in your own right. So yeah, thank you so much. So hello, MattRPD. A pleasure to have you.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Absolute pleasure. Happy to be here.
So my first question to you would be, when did you realise it was something that you enjoyed doing?
When I started, I started on like the Sega Mega Drive classics. Because obviously I'm at the age, I'm 33, so I kind of grew up via Sega Mega Drive and Nintendo. So I didn't know what I was going to do when I started. I was just doing a bit of everything. So I was doing Sonic the Hedgehogs to Wonder Boy, Monster World, and all these crazy retro games. But then it was only till I met Tom Payno. Well, I met Tom Payno years ago, one of my stream friends, part of Team RPD as well. And he was doing the Resident Evil speedruns. And that's kind of what I do now, is play a lot of horror, Resident Evil speedruns and marathons. And I love it. I do love it. I'm very privileged to be where I'm at. To be in this situation where I get to, engage in this full time and have a great community behind me to allow me to do it. So yeah, that's. But I guess you enjoy it from day one because you're getting to play games, which you'd probably be doing anyway. So that's the kind of answer to your question. I know it's long-winded, but it's quite a hard answer to give you off the. You know what I mean? It's needed to be expanded a bit, I felt.
And that leads me on to my next question: is what is the best part of streaming for you?
Oh, yeah. I think for me personally, I'm the type of streamer that loves to talk. For me, I have to be talking to people. So the gaming comes secondary compared to the interaction with people who come into the stream that wants to have a chat, asking me how their day is, how's it going, are you well? Sometimes the people are not in the best of place, and then it's like it's nice to have that talk and kind of just try and encourage them a bit and make them feel a bit better. And I think that's why people come onto Twitch, is not only to see the game, but to see the people that they like to see and have that warm welcome and have that engagement and feels like they're not alone. Because, obviously, if you're well aware with COVID, there's, 2 years of not being able to do anything really in a way with restrictions and a lot of people working from home. And I felt like I've helped there. And in terms of people working from home, I've been there. I've been a voice whilst I'm probably working and probably in the background. But for me, the best part of streaming is the interaction. It's the growth of the stream. It's the growth of the community. Getting to meet so many wonderful people that not only have I met via Twitch, but also I've met in person now as well since the easement of COVID. Getting to meet, going out on nights out and going to like gaming conventions like the Insomnia at the Birmingham NEC that's recently happened. So we met there as well. And I think that's the biggest one for me. Is the best part of streaming is getting to speak to people.
Thank you so much, Matt, for appearing on this. I very much appreciate it. So there you have it. 3 different streamers from 3 very different walks of life, all in different stages in their career, but the answers remain the same. Community is everything. And these streamers don't stream it for the money, they stream it for the community.